Hello fellow book nerds, welcome back to the Entish Reader. Today's video, we're going to be doing a book review, and that book is The 100th Queen by Emily R. King. I finished this book a few days ago. I'm so excited to share this book with you. This was a most fantastical and fun and thrilling and adventurous read that I have read so far this year, other than The Girl in the Tower. This book is about an orphan ward of the Sisterhood. 18-year-old Kalinda is destined for nothing more than to live a life of seclusion. As a young girl, she suffered from high fevers, making her very sickly and behind in her warrior training. So it is unlikely that she can become a candidate for a benefactor, servant, courtesan, or a wife. And these benefactors are men who have a lot of money, who donate money to the temple to keep the temples open and running, and training young women to become warrior women. In exchange for their donations, these benefactors are allowed to come and view the women of this temple. Usually they have a huge tournament to see who is the strongest, and the strongest usually gets to go home and be the wife or courtesan of the benefactor. And along with that, he can also claim some slaves, or servants, not slaves, servants. Because Kalinda had fevers as a young girl and is behind in her warrior training, it's most unlikely that a benefactor would be interested in her at all. She is very tall, very bony and skinny, not like has a figure or very curvaceous that would catch the eye of a benefactor. But her dream is to continue living a life of peace in the sisterhood in the mountains. But unexpectedly, one day, the tyrant Raja Tariq visits the temple, and unknowingly, she catches the eye of the Raja. She kind of has like this temper and acts without really thinking things through. Usually if someone hurts someone that she loves, she kind of snaps and like takes action. And so she catches the eye of the Raja because of that. So during these tournaments, when the benefactor comes to claim a wife or a courtesan, it's a battle not to the death, but to whoever draws first blood. And her best friend and her worst enemy are fighting against each other. Her worst enemy knocks her best friend down and cuts her cheek. And out of anger and vengeance, Kalinda rushes onto the battlefield, knocks her enemy over, and is about to kill her until the priestess comes in and intervenes. So because of that, the Raja is really interested in her because he came looking for a warrior and a champion to be his 100th queen. So within a few hours, she is chosen to be his wife. Her worst enemy who hurt her friend is chosen to be a courtesan, and they together are on their way to the empire. Along the way, they are escorted by the Raja's guards, and one of the guards catches her attention, Captain Devon Naik, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right. It's N-A-I-K, so I'm guessing it's pronounced Naik. So they sort of become involved in like a forbidden romance. As they're making their way to the empire, their caravan gets attacked by these people who are called the Buddhas. And the Buddhas are people who have godlike powers and can control either the wind, the water, fire, or the earth. One of the Buddhas captures her carriage, burns up her carriage driver, and he starts to kidnap them. And then he slows it down once he's far enough away and opens the door. He was about to kill her, but he realized that she had a forbidden power like the Buddhas have hidden within her. And so he spares her life and he takes off. When she safely arrives to the empire, she is ordered to fight for her place among the Raja's 99 wives. This tournament is held basically for every single wife that the Raja has ever claimed, and it is a tournament to the death, and any one of the courtesans can challenge the place of the new claimed wife And if they defeat her, they get to have her title as a queen. So all of these courtesans stand up to challenge her, and she stands up and faces the Raja and says, I'm supposed to fight all of these people. And because he favors her so much, he makes an exception for her and creates a new rule. Out of all of the courtesans who have challenged her, only 3 of the finalists will get to challenge her in an epic battle to take her throne. But he has complete faith and trust in her because he sees her as a warrior queen. So being faced with this tournament to the death, she feels like she can't win because of her illness of when she was a kid, and her warrior training had never been completed, so she's kind of behind in her warrior training. But during these trials of the tournament, she starts to grow in her affection for Captain Devon Naik. But there is still hope because she discovers that there is a forbidden godlike power hidden deep within her, and this power has now given her hope for escape of this tournament. This book was incredible. I absolutely loved it. I loved the world building. The way she writes, it makes you feel like you're in that landscape. Here's just a little preview. Snowy mountains tear into the ashen sky, their jagged peaks pearly like wolverine fangs. That is the first sentence of this book, and the first sentence just hooked me and pulled me in to this world, and it was incredible, and it was an incredible journey. This book is full of dangers, forbidden love, magic, elemental magic, and the rising of a new revolution to overthrow a tyrant king. It's beautifully written in its simplicity. The world is not that complex, and it's easy to understand and to follow. It has Indian cultural elements in this, which I absolutely love. So it kind of gives you that ancient India sort of vibe to it, which is awesome. And I love books that are enriched with different cultures in our world, the rich history of India, because they have a rich history, and their clothing and the way that they adorn themselves is very elegant and beautiful, and you see that in this book. You can see it even in the cover, and her hands have gold henna on it, and she's covered in a pink and gold sari. It was just an absolutely delicious story, and I gobbled it up. It's not that long, 287 pages, and it was absolutely a wonderful and breathtaking story. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. You can go buy this book on Amazon in paperback form like I have, or you can get it on Kindle. It is very inexpensive. I think it's $1 if you get it on Kindle, but if you have Prime Reading, you can read it for free. So if you have any of those, if you have $1 to spare, or if you have Prime Reading, I highly recommend that you read this book. You will not be disappointed. It is full of adventure, full of danger and intrigue, forbidden romance. And honestly, there are some parts in here that give you the chills. It was just such an intense part that I had to put the book down and take a breath and breathe for a little bit before I could go back in, because that's how intense it was. Overall, just if you haven't read it, go read it. It is well worth it. It's wonderful. If you have read this book or heard about this book, let me know in the comments below of what you think about this book. If you haven't read it, go read it, come back, and let's discuss. Alright guys, that is it for my book review on The 100th Queen by Emily R. King. It was absolutely wonderful. I can't say it enough. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you would like to be notified for when I create new videos. I think I finally found a schedule of filming videos and then posting them that I can stick to. So I will be posting videos on Mondays and Fridays, and I'm going to try also to post videos on Saturdays. We'll just see how it goes, but right now it'll just be Monday and Friday because I'm trying to be consistent consistent, because consistency is a good thing in my life, because I'm usually not consistent in anything, unless it's reading. But even then I can be pretty inconsistent, so having this channel will help me grow in being consistent with things in my life. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!